So nobody told me this, but apparently the 2023 Dodge Hornet is a poor man's version of the 2023 Alfa Romeo Tonale, right? Because like I know, Dodge is owned by Stellantis. Stellantis owns Alfa Romeo, and apparently they're just copying each other's notes and building the same damn car in America, but putting a Dodge Hornet emblem on it. Apparently, it has more advanced technology, which offers for a personalized driving experience. It's got more customizable modes, right? Because it's got that Alfa Romeo DNA system. It's much more luxurious on the inside. That comes with much more premium interior options than the Dodge Hornet. A better version of the Dodge Hornet, but this is what we get as Dodge owners, right? The only thing that I can say that's good about the Dodge Hornet is that it's cheaper. It's about $20,000 cheaper than the Alfa Romeo, basically. But if you look at the outside, they look the exact same. They're the exact same size and shape. The interior is damn near the exact same as far as the technology is concerned. Both of them have the Uconnect 5 system. But it's a watered down version of the Alfa Romeo Tonale. And that's what we get. In exchange for Hellcats and Scat Packs, we get a Dodge Hornet, which is a watered down version of the Tonale. But let's get into it. What is going on, guys? It's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video, man. So you can tell I'm in the car that makes this a car blog. You already know what's going down when I come around. Let's get into it. Car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around because you're in the right place. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So apparently nobody told me that the Dodge Hornet is really just a poor man's version of the Alfa Romeo Tonale. Like, it's a watered down, cheaper Alfa Romeo Tonale. And I know a lot of you guys are wondering, well, why would you say that? Well, like I know, Stellantis, the parent company, the mother company, owns both Dodge and Alfa Romeo. So apparently the Alfa Romeo Tonale has been around for a little while. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it's been around for a little while, and it's kind of that SUV crossover. Like, it's the small SUV, smaller than the Durango, smaller than the Jeep, but obviously bigger than a sedan. You know what I'm saying? A sedan, like a Charger or something, right? So it's right in that middle. Well, apparently Dodge literally just copied the notes from Alfa Romeo, copy and paste, and here we have a Dodge Hornet, which is nothing more than an Alfa Romeo Tonale. It's got a slightly different front end. Literally, they took the front end from the Dodge Durangos, right? The 2023 Dodge, the newer Dodge Durangos and the wide body Charger front ends, and they put it on the Dodge Hornet. And that's what makes it a Dodge, because it looks like a Dodge from the front, when in actuality it just looks like an old version of the wide body Chargers and old Durangos or whatever, and they put that on the Hornet. Apparently they use the exact same performance. Both featured advanced technology, upscaling, styling. The standard engine in both models is a 2.0 turbocharged 2.0 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that delivers unmatched power and torque cap. In addition, they both offer the impressive PHEV powertrain with up to 48 kilometers of range, which offers better performance and efficiency. So essentially, aside from the GT version, right? The GT is specific to the either the GT or the RT. I think there's a RT version of the Dodge Hornet that hasn't come out yet. Of course, that's specific to Dodge. But both vehicles feature Uconnect 5 system housed in a 10.25-inch center console with Apple CarPlay. The interior pretty much looks the same as far as the driver interface is concerned, right? The difference comes in the quality of the products. Now, Dodge like I know Dodge. Let's be honest here. Nobody buys Dodge for the luxury. Nobody buys Dodge for the quality interior, right? We buy it for the engine, for the performance, for the look of it. And that's where obviously Dodge cuts corners with the Hornet as opposed to Alfa Romeo with the Tonale. The Tonale has much more premium options on the interior, much more premium leathers. Even the color options that you can put in the Tonale is different. Dodge simply doesn't have that. It's much more luxurious. Tonale sporty design also adds to the characters, elements such as sleeker, more distinctive lines. This website is the ScottyAlfaRomeo.com, which is kind of like an Alfa Romeo website, but it will certainly stand out in traffic much more than a Hornet, which has generic styling. The Italian luxury SUV has a greater presence on the road thanks to its more elegant exterior, and design is sure to attract attention. then that cannot be matched by the more common Hornet features. I mean, they're absolutely right. The Tonale is a luxurious version of the Hornet, and the Hornet is just a cheap, watered down, I mean, I hate to say this, but kind of common man's SUV crossover. The let's see here. Damn, I'm sweating. It's hot. Yeah, it's hot as hell in this car. But if you look at even the starting price, the Hornet GT MSRP starts at $30,735, and I'm assuming that's the bottom of the trims, right? The GT, and then you can go up to the GT Plus, which is 35, whatever. The Alfa Romeo, however, the bottom is the Sprint, and that starts at 42,000, which is 12,000 over, and then it goes up to the TI, which is 45. The see what I'm saying? I can't even pronounce these options here. Below C, which is 49,695. I mean, it gets up to almost $20,000 more than the Dodge Hornet. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest with you. I mean, you can even look at the rim packages on the Tonale. It looks harder. You can look at the color options. Like that green right there. I'm not much of a green guy, but that's a Verdi green, Fangino metallic. You see what I'm saying? I can't even pronounce these colors and options. Obviously, because it's an Italian SUV maker. You know what I'm saying? I get that. But this is what Dodge is pushing to us in exchange for Hellcats and Scat Packs. And then they give us these overly cinematic commercials to make it seem like the damn Hornet is doing something, when in actuality, it's just a cheap, watered down version of the Alfa Romeo Tonale. I've seen the Hornet in person. It's ugly as hell. I'm just going to keep it funky with you. It's ugly as hell. I would rather drive, truth be told, I'd rather drive a Ford Explorer, like a 2023 Ford Explorer. I would rather drive a Ford Explorer than a Dodge Hornet. You know, I know we think about Ford Explorers as being cop cars. They are. But truth be told, I would rather drive a Ford Explorer than a Dodge Hornet. What else? I would rather drive, obviously, a Suburban, Chevy Suburban. I can't think of any crossover SUVs that they have off the top of my head. The Denali, that's a GNC. I would rather drive that. I would rather drive any SUV crossover over the Dodge Hornet. The Dodge Hornet looks like exactly what it looks like, a cheap-ass crossover SUV. It's not aggressive whatsoever. There's no power in it. There's no luxury in it. When you sit on the inside, the damn DIDs, the driver interface design is just really basic. You know what I'm saying? They've done a redesign from Chargers and Challengers and Durangos and Jeeps, so it's not going to look like, you know, any of those cars of the past, but everything just looks cheap. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing, and it just looks bland. That's what it is. Not even cheap. I'll take that back. I'll take that back, because I don't want to associate cheap with, like, you know, socioeconomic status or anything like that with people. But it's like, it just looks bland. Like, it's a basic, bland-ass SUV. There's nothing exciting about it. You know, there's nothing exciting. None of the features are overly exciting. It's not one of those things where, like, there's one particular feature that just makes it crazy. It's just a bland-ass SUV. You know, and if it's one of those things, like, I can see who they're marketing it to. I mean, maybe you got a small family or even a big family. Not necessarily a big family, because then you would go into the Durango territory. But maybe you got a small family, you know, 3 or 4, family of 3 or 4, 2 kids in the back. You got your wife in the passenger seat and you're up front, and you just want something that's going to get you from, damn, I'm sweating. You want something that's going to get you from, you know, work to soccer practice and then back home and then take it on the trip. The Dodge Hornet is perfect for that. But by no means is it a performance vehicle. By no means is it a luxury vehicle. It's literally just an American sedan. That's all it is. Nothing more than that. Don't let the commercials fool you. The commercials will have you thinking that you can take that damn thing to the strip and beat a Trackhawk or Lamborghini or Urus. That's not the case at all. That is not the case at all. You can tell that there's somebody in the PR marketing department at Dodge like, listen, just throw a bunch of money into the commercials and hopefully we can trick them into buying it. Because we've been so good in the past with the commercials, with the Charger and the Challenger and the Trackhawk and the Ram and the Durango, we got to keep it up with the Hornet. And that's what they're doing. And it's not working if, you know, real eyes, real eyes can recognize that. Real eyes can recognize the fact that It's just an American SUV. It's bland as hell. You know, I'm not going to call it cheap because I'm just not going to call it cheap, but it's a basic ass SUV. It's a basic ass American SUV. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? And we just got to call it what it is. It's a basic ass SUV. And that's what it is. And that's what Dodge is replacing their entire line for, between that and this quote unquote electric Charger that's supposed to take the world by storm. And we haven't seen a damn commercial for that yet. And somehow or another, the Charger and the Challenger is supposed to be dead by the end of 2023. And all Dodge has given us is a Dodge Hornet. Dodge is going to fall, man. I mean, trust me when I say they're going to fall. They're going to be relevant for a little bit longer after 23 just because of how big the Hellcat and the Scat Pack was. And the fact that people are still going to be trying to get these cars on used markets, used lots. But once that dies down and everybody has their Scat or their Cat, or they're just kind of tired of it and it's no longer relevant, Dodge is going to fall. Dodge is going to be what it was in the late 90s, early 2000s, back when they had the Dodge Intrepid, the Dodge Caravan, the Dodge Neon, just a bunch of basic ass cars to get you from A to B. The Dodge Dakota, you remember that? The Dodge Dakota? Just a bunch of basic ass cars that get you from A to B. Just a bunch of American sedans that get you from A to B. That's what Dodge is going to go back to when the Charger and the Challenger, the Jeep Trackhawk, the Durango SRT, the 392, the Hellcat is gone. That's what Dodge is going to be. And maybe that's what they're getting back to, honestly. Like, I sit here and I throw darts at them because of that, but that could be a part of the marketing. It could be one of those things like, listen, we had our fun, we played around, we did the performance thing. Maybe they just don't have the ability to, you know, sustain that, that type of, I don't know, that type of forward thinking. You know, maybe they don't have the resources to keep putting out 1,000 horsepower engines, you know, bigger rims, bigger wheels, bigger car, more power. Maybe they just don't. And it's one of those things like they've got to cut their losses and go back to what they were, which is nothing more than an American car manufacturer, you know. So if that's the case, that's what it is, man. But truth be told, I just had to come and talk to you guys about this. This Dodge Hornet is nothing more than a watered down, washed up, poor man's version of the Alfa Romeo Tonale. And that's real talk. That's how I feel about it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But as always, guys, it's your boy Knockout 360. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. It's hot as hell. I'm going to have to start making these videos shorter, man, because it's 82 degrees here in Charlotte and your boy's sweating like crazy. I've only been talking for 8 minutes. But see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.